Moreno Valley, Palmdale, Lawndale for Russell Westbrook as Leonard knocks down the first of two. We get a word from Jack in the Box.
My Angry Monster Tacos will make you very happy. Maybe I should have called them Very Happy Monster Tacos.
One more coming for Leonard. It's like Wagner getting some assistance on the sideline. A little nicked up to start things off. Clippers back in action tomorrow night against the Lakers. It is expected, barring knock on wood, anything happening tonight, that both Kawhi Leonard and Paul George will be in the lineup. They'll reassess after the game, but it's early in the season. Clippers looking for wins, and they're certainly shorthanded enough already with sending out some players. While we have a minute, I want to thank Nico Batum, Robert Covington, Marcus Morris Sr. Nico Batum in particular came in a few years ago and just gave everything he had. So instrumental in that conference finals run. If you remember, during that year, his wife Lily, who was great interacting with the fans, gave birth, and then just hours later, Batum plays in the game. Marcus Morris Sr. also instrumental in that conference finals run back in 2021. Great guys. You have to say goodbye to, wish them well in Philadelphia. They were super helpful here and great guys to be around. 2 free throws fall for Kawhi Leonard. Wendell Carter Jr. for 3. Not there. High rise rebound for Westbrook. Tailgated by Suggs. Drives and dishes to an open Paul George for 3. Hits the front of the rim. And a flat-footed Wagner with a rebound for Orlando.
Another prime example of Russ getting out, forcing the defense to collapse, and then providing an open area, an open shot for his teammate in transition.
Suggs misses, but boy, he is an absolute pit bull on the floor. We'll talk more about him as the game goes on. Hop step for George. Awkward shot ensues. Rebound goes to Markelle Fultz. Played 60 games last year, most in his career. Been dealing with injuries ever since he was drafted. And he's making a real impact here for Orlando. As Kawhi Leonard pokes it out of his hands, it'll stay with Orlando. 16 on the shot clock.
A prime example with Fultz is that in between his years, he had to figure some things out, get his mind right. It wasn't that he wasn't athletically talented enough, kicked more by Russell, or he didn't have the skills to play, but the mental aspect. And that's why I always say basketball is 75, 80% mental. I don't care who you are. Once you figure that part out, now the basketball part takes care of itself. And I'm so happy for this young man that he's been able to figure it out in Orlando. The Magic, the organization, have done a wonderful job in assisting him in that manner.
Got a contract, and talk to coaches around the league. They're just happy for his health. Wagner juggles, and it's a slow start for Orlando. Again, it was a tight game, as Jim pointed out, against the Lakers. They were hanging around. They were leading in the fourth quarter. But it does take about 5 or 6 minutes. I don't care how experienced or inexperienced your roster is, how young those legs are. It takes about a half a quarter to really find it. While the good start here for the Clippers is pretty important against a gifted Magic team. Jamal Mosley did a wonderful job last year. One of the more underrated coaches right now in the league. That could change by the time this season ends. Jamal Mosley, a wonderful job on the sidelines. There he is.
Well, you think about this team. Wendell Carter, 6'10". Franz Wagner, 6'10". Banchero, 6'10". Let's see the rest of the term. They have size across the front line. They're young, trying to figure out rotations. But they're committed to playing defense this year. Better defense.
Carroll for 3 has struggled from distance in this young season. Hasn't really found his groove as Leonard leaks out, gets behind the defense, tripped up. And Kawhi appears to be okay.
A little loose ball foul right at the end. Nothing done intentionally. But Banchero was a little bit out of control. Just watch the end right here. Follow right here. As Kawhi loses it, the feet get tangled up.
You can see Kawhi was lobbying for a kind of a take foul. He's not going to get his wish. It'll be a side out here.
Sometimes you just gotta ask.
Hey, you'll never. What's the worst that could happen, Jim? You get no.
Just say no.
Westbrook gets it to George. Slow start as well for the Clippers. Kawhi Leonard in the corner pretends to shoot the 3, then pulls the trigger and misfires. Kawhi here in this young season. Before that, missed 12 of 22. Suggs. One of those players that has a knack for being in the right place at the right time. Banchero inside, whistle foul. He'll go to the line for 2.
But he also healthy, finally. can evolve his game and understand, okay, I can play on the ball. Now, remember, he was the primary ball handler at Gonzaga coming out. Now he's playing with Markelle Fultz, so that's going to change somewhat, but he's dedicated himself also to becoming a better defensive player, particularly in the backcourt.
Bear off the line, 10 of 18 so far in this young season. And tonight, American military personnel serving overseas are watching this game on AFN, the American Forces Network. Welcome to those in countries around the world aboard naval ships at sea, and thank you for your service. If you're tuning in and you said to yourself, my favorite part of basketball is rebounds, boy, do I got a lot of them for you. These two teams have combined to go 0 for 11. 9 rebounds so far in 3 minutes and 15 seconds. 2 free throws on both sides is all the scoring here. Both Highland trying to put an end to that on the wing. Tough shot, misses badly. Clippers, Yikers, 0 for 7 from the field. Fultz weaves his way into traffic. That's where he will do much of his scoring. He's not much of a jump shooter, but he's very good at getting into the painted area. George back the other way, rises in the mid-range. Horseshoes off the rim. And now the Clippers 0 for 8 from the field.
Yeah, but that's another good shot, a little drag screen in transition. Paul George would normally knock in that shot, but those are the shots that are going to be available to you when you get stops on the opposite end of the court.
When I make a promise about rebounds, Jim, I mean it. There's another one.
There's another one.
Other way. Wendell Carter Jr., Franz Wagner for 3. Oh, Wagner ruins the rebounding streak. Knocks down to 3. That has not been his friend so far in this young season. One thing to point out for the Clippers, yes, there's a lot of fireworks around the potential star power in the reported trade, but in that trade we mentioned, players are gone, and there's a great bond in that locker room during camp, and for some of those guys, Marcus Morris Sr. has been with the Clippers since pre-pandemic, so there are bonds that have, I wouldn't say broken, but they're no longer their own teammates as Wendell Carter gets the lob, punches it down, and it's a tough start for the Clippers. 7-2 in favor of Orlando. Ty Lue says, let's talk things over after Wendell Carter Jr. punishes the Iron.